Good morning. Can you hear me? Okay. So, where are all your group mates? What's going on? Really? 1, 2 people? Oh my God. Okay, happy Valentine's Day. Do you celebrate such holiday? Mhm. So, what's your attitude towards this day? Mhm. Mhm. Okay, I see. Nothing special, right? Okay, let's start then. Today we will talk about 2 types of reading which help you understand the information and find out the information you need. So maybe you have heard about 2 techniques like skimming and scanning. Do you know the difference between them? Skimming and scanning. 2 techniques in reading. You don't know, haven't heard about them, right? Okay, but they are quite useful and meaningful in academic study because you quickly find whether it's appropriate information, whether it's necessary for you or useful for you or not. So skimming, it's a technique when you read, for example, the headline, the keywords, and some first sentences of each paragraph to understand the general, or if there is an abstract, and also abstract, to understand the general idea of the material and whether it's purposeful for you or not. And it's skimming, okay, so to look through the information and the key points of this material. And scanning, it's looking for specific information, like quickly look through the whole material and find specific information which you need. Do you understand the difference? Okay. So once again, look at number 2. Skimming means reading parts of a text, such as titles, subheadlines, headings, and the first sentences in paragraphs, to understand its purpose, its organization, and the main ideas. Scanning means looking quickly through a text for specific information. For example, you want to look at some data, or you read conclusion, what has been done and what has been investigated or researched and so on. So to understand whether you can use this information for your research and investigation or not, whether it's appropriate for you. Okay, and in part 2.1, we have to decide whether the preparation for writing an essay, would you skim or scan the text to find? What technique would you use? Okay, the most important section to read. Would you skim or scan? Yes. Definitions of key terms. So you look through quickly the text. You look through the text and find the terms and read thoroughly the definition only. To find the term and to read its definition, it's rather scanning than skim. If it would be worth reading the text in detail. Yes, skimming. Yes, right, skimming. What the writer's general view on the topic is. Mhm. The general view, so to understand the general idea. Yes, it's skimming, right. And the last one, statistics to include in the essay. Scanning. If you are looking for the statistics, then scanning. Okay. Number 2.2, we've got here some areas in every country's life, and we will try to prioritize these spheres and to give our arguments why you think that this area is more important, more vital than the other one. So first of all, we have to look through these areas that exists in each country, and prioritize them. So how the government should prioritize these spheres and should pay more attention to one rather than to another. No, like firstly, look through them and try to build them in order according to the priorities. So number one will be the most important, and the last one the least important. Before prioritizing, we have to decide some criteria, yeah, for us, which should be important to take into account while prioritizing. So that's will give us the opportunity to explain why this sphere is more important than the other one. And of course, it depends on each country. So let's think about Ukraine and priorities for our country of all these areas. Do you have any suggestions, or you need time to think it over? Mhm. Mm-hmm. 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 So taking into account our situation, yeah, in our country. So first of all, and the most important thing for us, it's national security, right? Mm-hmm. 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 Dishonest, yeah, dishonest people, like clean up our society from dishonest corruption and so on. So nowadays, we have to follow the law and maybe have strict rules for the for these people and punishment for them, right? Mm-hmm. 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 Especially, yeah, in government clinics. Mm-hmm. Hospitals, yeah. By the way, if you speak about like private clinics, right? And if we have lots of money, so nowadays we have the opportunity to get a qualitative treatment, but it costs lots of money. So, and if people don't have such money, so they can't get qualitative treatment and health care. So that is why we have to sort it out, yeah, how to sort it out, this problem.
Yeah, but usually we have situations that we can't uh, fix in private clinics because about law and order, uh, we
Mm-hmm,
should do that in government clinics, for example, to take group on invalidness, I don't know, uh,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
and other.
Ability. Mm-hmm,
Yeah, we should to pass through
mm-hmm,
doctors in government clinics, though.
mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm,
also, if we have the best doctors in government clinics but not in private, we choose usually to go to government.
mm-hmm. Okay.
The third, not the fourth
Mm-hmm,
sphere, I think it's education, because
mm-hmm,
we need to figure it out all other spheres and the specialists and professions started from that.
mm-hmm. From the quality of education of our specialists, so depends all spheres, yeah, in future.
Yeah.
Because the quality of specialists will be the people will be people who build economy, who develop health care, yeah, who protect us, and so on and so on.
Mm,
So depending on their education and skills, so we've got such results in all spheres.
yeah, nowadays.
They are high level qualitative specialists, so we've got the best results in each sphere.
Yeah, nowadays we have that the specialists who improve their skills, mm, not
Mhm.
depends from education level. they try to educate themselves. But if it
Mm-hmm.
was easily with government institutes, it should be better.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The next, I think, is agricultural improvement, because our
Mm-hmm.
country is more agricultural and have great fields for this, and can build great business of in that sphere.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So a big sum of income comes from agricultural sphere,
Yep.
and especially it's боже, як він, from other countries. It's export, yeah,
Yep.
export of agricultural grain and so on. So a lot of different like oil, grain, what else? I don't know, apple.
Yep.
Mm.
The next is industrial development, because we also
Mhm.
should to improve this level to our own factory of creating some mechanism, robots or whatever.
Mhm.
And the last is arts and culture. It remains, I think.
Mhm. Okay. And if we, for example, compare our priorities in these spheres with another country, and we'll make an order of such spheres, for example, for the United Kingdom of Great Britain, will they be different
Yep.
for their country?
Yeah, it should be different,
Why?
because this prioritizing depending on each country independently. But
Mhm.
the main difference, I think, is be in national security, because they live on other territorial.
Mhm. So what's number one for the United Kingdom, for example?
Maybe also can be education, healthcare, or law and order, I think.
Okay. And speaking about the USA, what will be in priority for them?
I think they take first place national security also.
Also national
Yeah.
security. Because they are strong country and have to protect themselves, yeah,
Yep.
from other strong countries who are maybe jealous about their economical development and level of life and so on and so on. And poverty, first of all, yeah, poverty in the world. Okay. So the next one, what we'll do, we have to skim the text. Why should we prioritize? To skim, you know, like
Yep.
the first sentences or something like that. But I don't know how to make it. Oh, okay, I will scroll up. Okay, look through the first. But you see here are summarizing ideas, main ideas. So read these three ideas, and after skimming the text, you have to decide which is the most appropriate, the best for this text, okay?
Yep, I read it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so now look through quickly, yeah, through the first part, maybe some important information, and then I will scroll up and you will look through the next part. Ready?
Yeah,
So don't
maybe.
read the whole text, okay? Don't read the whole text. So you have to develop your skill of skimming.
Okay.
And the second part. Ready?
Yep.
Not yet?
I don't know what means ready if I try to read diagonally this text.
The entire text?
Hmm.
Oh, no, not now. We will read it later on. But firstly, when you look through the first maybe paragraphs of each, the first sentences of each paragraph, from these first sentences, could you understand what is the main idea and which summary is the best one for the main idea of this text?
Maybe second, we cannot deal with all global problems at the same time, so we have to find ways of deciding the order in which they are dealt with.
Yes, correct. Absolutely. It's the third one, the second one. Okay, so the next one, now you will read the whole text thoroughly because you have, after that, you have to identify the sequence of ideas in this text. So read this text in general to see what is this text, what this text is about, and after that we will put the ideas in correct order.
Okay.
Denise, let me know when should I scroll up, okay? Mhm. So, in exercise number 3.1, we have to put these ideas in order they appear in the text. So number 1 is already done for us. It's E. And the rest one.
Put this order. Might be F. People understand the governments have to prioritize national spending.
You think the second one is F, yeah?
Yeah, maybe.
So what about C?
It also can be, but I don't pretty
So
sure.
let's check. So the second one. The second paragraph, we've got about people who were born in developed countries in comparison with people who were born in developing countries. Yeah,
Yeah.
it will be
Yeah,
second
maybe.
will be C. Yeah.
Yep.
Third one. Think between A and F, which was the first. Should I scroll
Maybe A.
back? A. Okay, let's check whether
We talk about $10 million.
Okay, so the next one.
Is A.
A, 3A and 4.
Maybe H. Or
So 4 it's F,
F.
which
Okay.
you mentioned, yeah. And fifth, it's H.
Yep.
Number 6.
G.
G.
Yep.
Okay, so let's look through. So, and what about this one? The majority of big decisions are made by international agency that receive money, especially from developing countries.
Also could be.
So it's D, yeah?
Yep, maybe.
The next one. We compare projects of different organizations, yeah? Which one? Which idea? Is it?
B.
And the last one?
Is A, but maybe. I don't remember.
It was number 3.
Okay.
So about the problems, yeah, we should win in a war against hunger and conflicts, stop communicable diseases, provide clean drinking. So all the problems which we have to prioritize. It's
G.
G, yeah. So this, so once again, I will repeat. So 1E, yeah. 2, C. Follow and say whether you agree or not. 3A.
Yeah, I agree.
4F. 5H. 6D. Then 7B and 8G. The main ideas put in order, in such an order. Okay, the next one, we have to read 2 sentences, extracts. So there are 2 sentences in each number. And we have to decide whether the second sentence is the reason for something or a consequence of something. So what is reason?
It's that go firstly of some situation.
Why something happened, yeah?
Yes.
Yes. And consequence, meaning?
It's something who which happened after reason.
So like effect, yeah?
Yep.
Of some actions or reasons which cause these effects. Okay, so let's decide. In number 1, the second sentence will be the reason or the consequence.
Okay. The first sentence or the first paragraph?
The number 1 task. So there are 2 sentences, yes? Number 1 and number 2. And we have to decide whether the second one sentence is the reason or the consequence.
It's consequence, maybe, because we have after all and as a result.
Yes, as a result, it's this linking device help us understand that it's the consequence. And number 2, consequently, will be
the reason.
The reason. Okay, and also we have 4 more sentences. No, not sentences, but parts of the texts, because they have, each one has 2 sentences. And also we have to decide now whether it's contrast, example, expansion, or a reason. So what is contrast?
It's something instead of another something that should contrast problems of first something, I don't know.
So absolutely different idea, yeah, absolutely different opinion, like something that is not the similar with the previous one, yes, something like that. Example.
It's entry of situation.
Supporting evidence, like додатковий факт, який підкреслює цю ситуацію, да? Або надає приклад якомусь судженню, дає пояснення. в практичній діяльності, в практичному застосуванні. Expansion.
It's increasing some sphere of situation.
Or giving more details.
Yep.
Yeah, giving more details while, especially while dealing with complex issues. And reason we have already. It's almost the same as we have mentioned here. So why something happened. Okay, let's decide for each number where will be described the contrast, the example, the expansion, and the reason. Extract number 1. What is it?
It's expansion. Because we have last sentence. A much larger population is being adequately fed or not.
Adequately fed. Progress has been made in our lifetime. So people in most countries live longer, healthier life. It might be expansion. And it's quite difficult to sometimes to categorize whether it's example or expansion. Yeah,
Maybe we should
they are quite similar. They are quite similar. And what about number 4? So between 1 and 4, we have to decide where the example is and where the expansion is. What about number 4?
It's example of problems, world problems.
World problems.
Yeah, for example, war, hunger, conflicts, and other.
We ought to deal with all the world's woes.
Yeah, for example, we should win the war against hunger and conflict, stop, communicate, decrease.
And in number 1, it's expansion, yeah, like progress, and in details explained this progress, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Number 2, what is it?
It's contrast, because we have first sentence, granted universal education.
Lucky people, yeah.
And second, not so lucky.
Second on the contrast, which are not so lucky. Take for granted. Do you know the meaning of this phrase? It seems to me that it's even not phrasal verb, but it's an idiom. Take for granted.
It's some people who was taken for free education, like in budget or government prizes, or awarded for some decisions.
In this context, but take for granted in the whole, the meaning of this idiom, like we do not appreciate it. We take it as a normal.
Yeah, maybe let's say about the
Тобто
internet.
ми сприймаємо це як повинні, ну, як типу, нам повинні це дати. Да? Тобто ми не з вдячністю якоюсь, чи там, о, як нам повезло, ми не аналізуємо це, ми сприймаємо це як должне. Ну, от в російській мові, як должне, да? От take for granted, оце сприймати це як повинне бути. Тобто без якоїсь вдячності, чи без якоїсь, ну, якби не цінувати це, а сприймати як повинність. Тобто, от, що в нас є навчання, да, універсальне, там, скажімо, чи ми це сприймаємо як повинність. Що в нас є чиста вода, це також, ну, типа must have, а що тут такого, да? Але якщо подивитись, ну, порівняльний аналіз з іншими країнами, менш розвиненими і які страждають навіть від того, що в них проблеми з питною водою, не кажучи про те, що в багатьох африканських країнах малорозвинених люди навіть багато хто ледь-ледь вміють тільки там читати і буквально трішки рахувати. Тому take for granted, тобто сприймати як повинність без якоїсь цінності того, що маємо. І зараз, якщо, if we look back, yeah, in our before war period of life, lots of things we took for granted, yeah? Like security, calmness, like even light, yeah, in our homes, even water in our pipes. What else? Protection. Even traveling freely to any country by airplane. So everything we took for granted because we didn't understand, even we didn't think about the values which give us comfort. And now when we lost such opportunities, we started evaluating them. Yeah, how was it perfect? How was it good? So that's the meaning. So it seems to me that this phrase is very up to date in our current situation, right?
Yep.
So, and consequently, number 3 is
the reason.
The reason, yes. The second sentence gives a reason why global leaders can rarely answer the questions. Okay, and so once again, we've got contrast, example, expansion, and reason. And now I want you to watch the video, which is even called, which is even called the real reason to be afraid of artificial intelligence. But from this speech, we have to find out the example, the extension, the contrast, and the reason. So I will stop sometimes, and you will tell me the ideas of this guy who is presenting this topic or this issue, and you will tell me where you hear the reason, where you hear the example, where you hear the extension or the contrast, okay? So sometimes I will make pauses. By the way, before starting, are you afraid of artificial intelligence? What's ага. Угу. 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 Dangerous, yeah? Mm-hmm. Okay. Uh, I would like to give maybe some translation of the vocabulary which is used in this video for you to be more understandable. Maybe you know some of these words, but let's check the comprehension, okay? So the verb strap. Have you heard? Strap. Це енергійно за щось братися. Strap. Maybe you take note if you want of some words. The next one, I will type you these words in chat box. Swarms. So this word means купа, маса, ну, про толпу, да, натовпу таке. The next one, ascendance. It's the same as presence, equal to presence, like присутність, like synonym to this word. Inevitable. So, незворотній, неминучий, те, що ми не можемо вже якби повернути назад. The next one, snout. Коли ми кажемо про тварину, це її морда тварини. Then bias. Maybe you know this word. Це коли зміщення йде концентрації уваги з одного на інше, тобто зміщення уваги ну, під іншим кутом зору або звернути на щось інше увагу. The next one, conflate. Conflate, it's об'єднувати щось, поєднувати в щось. Then, you know sentence as a verb, sentence. In law, it is used in law to sentence, for example, the robber. Приговорити його там до, ну, як в суді зачитують приговор. Judge sentenced, for example, him to 10 years in prison. Да? То sentence тут в значенні приговор, отримати приговор у суді. The next one, ну, sentence, воно пишеться точно так же, як речення, але як дієслово вживається ще в такому значенні. Caseload. Це caseload, це в контексті, коли говориться про клієнтів, ну, базу клієнтську, або про пацієнтську базу, ну, в залежності від того, яка це база. От caseload вживається як для бази людей, якоїсь такий термін. Accountability. Рахувати, accountability – це як звітність. Then recourse. Це як крик про допомогу, прохання допомогти. Є ще таке поняття white out. If we speak about bad weather conditions, and white out means snowy, so snowy that you can't see the road. Відсутність видимості, да, через погодні умови. Ну, воно може бути не тільки snowy, it might be so rainy, like rains, cats and dogs, yeah? Коли дощить так, що як стіна. От. The next one, skid. So if there are such poor conditions of the weather, your vehicle can skid. Skid, тобто сунутись, повзти, тобто, коли ви не можете ним управляти, да, він стає некерований і ну, там, не може затормозити і так далі. От, skid – це сповзати, сковзти. Precipitation, do you know this word? So, precipitation means гонка, спішка, але також, якщо ми кажемо про погодні умови, це осадки. One more, blizzard. Blizzard. Це сніговий буревій, заметіль. And loop. Do you know loop? Да, це як або in a loop, тобто в схемі, в кільці, в якомусь in a cycle, yeah. Or it might be also cycle, yeah, цикл, правильно, або схема якась. So let's start watching, and I will make pauses again, once again. So you can open your chat with words if you remember the meanings, and I will make pauses to decide where we have reason, where we have example, where we have expansion, and where we have what else? Contrast. Yeah, contrast. Okay.
The rise of the machines. Who here is scared of killer robots? I am. I used to work in UAVs, unmanned aerial vehicles. And all I could think seeing these things is that someday somebody is going to strap a machine gun to these things and they're going to hunt me down in swarms. I work in robotics at Brown University, and I'm scared of robots. Actually, I'm kind of terrified. But can you blame me? Ever since I was a kid, all I've seen are movies that portray the ascendance of artificial intelligence and our inevitable conflict with it. 2001: A Space Odyssey, The Terminator, The Matrix, and The Storm.
Have you seen these films? All of them? Okay.
They tell are pretty scary. Rogue bands of humans running away from super intelligent machines. That scares me. From the hands, it seems like it scares you as well. I know it is scary to Elon Musk, but we have a little bit of time before the robots rise up. Robots like the PR2 that I have in my initiative.
Sorry. So, but we have a little time before robots rise up. What is it? After he says he scares of robots, and if you take into account this phrase, but, with but. Examples of films, yes, were given. I mean, let's compare two phrases, like the first phrase at the very beginning. Who is afraid of robots? I am, yeah, he says. And he gives some examples from his childhood. And now he says, but, we have a little bit of time before the robots rise up. So if we compare two phrases, I am afraid of robots, but we have a little bit of time before the robots rise up. So these two phrases, what will it be? I think contrast, because he is afraid, but, yeah, here, but, we have a little bit of time before robots rise up. Тобто, протилежні поняття. Я боюсь, але в нас ще є час. Тобто, як протилежні такі дві думки. Okay, let's move on.
Before the robots rise up. Robots like the PR2 that I have in my initiative, they can't even open the door yet.
And
So-
here is, they can't even open the door yet. What is this sentence? Oh, expansion, yeah? Why we have time for before robots rise up? So expansion of this thought that they can't even open the door yet, yeah?
My mind, this discussion of super intelligent robots is a little bit of a distraction from something far more insidious that's going on with AI systems across the country. You see, right now, there are people, doctors, judges, accountants, who are getting information from an AI system and treating it as if it was information from a trusted colleague.
What's about this sentence? Why is it important? Yes, right. It's the reason. This sentence is the reason. So that's why it seems to me it's important, because the reason is given. We have now to see the example, the expansion, maybe the contrast, and so on. So the development of the events after the reason, yeah?
It's this trust that bothers me. Not because of how often AI gets it wrong. AI researchers pride themselves in accuracy on results. It's how badly it gets it wrong when it makes a mistake that has me
worried. So they are proud in good results, and how badly pride themselves in accuracy on the result. What is it after the reason? And the next one.
It's how badly it gets it wrong when.
How badly it gets it wrong when it makes a mistake. What is it? Expansion, contrast, example, reason. Yes, because on the so the previous sentence was about being pride of, yeah, гордиться. Ну, вони настільки горді, що в них немає помилок, а тут, а що ж буде, наскільки погано буде, якщо буде ця помилка?
It's a mistake that has me worried. These systems do not fail gracefully. So let's take a look at what this looks like. This is a dog that has been misidentified as a wolf by an AI algorithm.
What is it? The example of mistake.
The researchers want to know, why did this particular husky get misidentified as a wolf? So they rewrote the algorithm to explain to them the parts of the picture it was paying attention to when the AI algorithm made its decision.
May I ask you about the reason why the AI identified the husky as a wolf? Why do you think it happened? Mm-hmm. 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 Okay, so because of appearance, right? You think. Okay, let's check your suggestion with the results.
In this picture, what do you think it paid attention to? What would you pay attention to?
What would you pay attention to in this picture? So if you pretends to be AI, you pay attention to their dog itself, right? To identify whether it's okay. What is this animal? A dog or a wolf? So you pay attention to ears, to eyes, to nose, to snout, морда, yeah?
Maybe the eyes, maybe the ears, the snout. This is what it paid attention to.
What is it? And this?
Snow in the background of the picture.
Snow.
You see, there was bias in the data set that was fed to this algorithm.
There was bias in the data set that was fed to this algorithm. And in this bias, so bias зміщення, було зміщення уваги на сніг. Ну, там він сидить як в лісі, да? In the forest and snowy day. And that is why this algorithm identified the dog as a wolf.
Most of the pictures of wolves were in snow. So the AI algorithm conflated the presence of absence of snow for the presence or absence of a wolf. The scary thing about this is the researchers had no idea this was happening until they rewrote the algorithm to explain itself.
Okay, example with wolf and dog, and this sentence. What is it? Consequence, да? Наслідки. Це наслідки. Окей.
And that's the thing with AI algorithms, deep learning, machine learning. Even the developers who work on this stuff have no idea what it's doing. So that might be a great example from research. But what does this mean in the real world? The Compass criminal sentencing algorithm is
So, Compass criminal sentencing algorithm, sentencing. Тут мається на увазі оці приговори. Criminal sentencing, да? Тобто приговор за вчинення якоїсь кримінальної події там, чи криміналу в цілому, да? What is it? One more example. Yes. And expansion of the reason. Тобто двома прикладами ми вже даємо розширення все ж таки моїх переконань, оцих причин боятися AI.
used in 13 states to determine criminal recidivism or the risk of committing a crime again after you're released. ProPublica found that if you're African American, Compass was 77% more likely to qualify you as a potentially violent offender than if you're Caucasian. This is a real system being used in the real world by real judges to make decisions about real people's lives. Why would the judges trust it if it seems to exhibit bias?
Why would the judges trust it if it seems to exhibit bias? Знову йде, да? Чому ж довіряють у цій системі алгоритмів, якщо йде заміщення? Угу. 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 But might it happen that innocent person, but only because he or she is black, can be sentenced? Just because the algorithm of AI identified it as a guilty person. Lawyer. Lawyer. Okay.
Well, the reason they use Compass is because it is a model for efficiency.
Once again, yeah, the reason given
lets them go through caseloads much faster in a backlogged criminal justice system.
So it helps go to caseloads much faster in a backlogged criminal justice system. This sentence, what is it? So the first one was the reason. Or extension, да? Or extension.
Why would they question their own software? It's been requisitioned by the state, approved by their IT department. Why would they question it? Well, the people sentenced by Compass have questioned it, and their lawsuit should chill us all. The Wisconsin State Supreme Court ruled that Compass did not deny a defendant due process provided it was used properly. Yet in the same set of rulings, they ruled that a defendant could not inspect the source code of Compass. It has to be used properly, but you can't inspect the source code. This is a disturbing set of rulings when taken together for anyone facing criminal sentencing. Now, you may not care about this because you're not facing criminal sentencing. But what if I told you that black box AI algorithms like this are being used to decide whether or not you can get a loan for your house, whether you get a job interview, whether you get Medicaid, and are even driving cars and trucks down the highway? Would you want the public to be able to inspect the algorithm that's trying to make a decision between a shopping cart and a baby carriage in a self-driving truck? The same way the dog-wolf algorithm was trying to decide between a dog or a wolf. Are you potentially a metaphorical dog who's been misidentified as a wolf by somebody's AI algorithm? Considering the complexity of people, it's possible. Is there anything you can do about it now? Probably not. And that's what we need to focus on.
And that's what we need to focus on. What is it? Mhm. Yes. Okay. And he gives more examples, and at the end, so the solution. Okay, I will show you. Okay, just so the solution of the reasons and the explanation of the reasons.
Someday an AI will diagnose your cancer and a robot will perform the surgery. Only a healthy skepticism of these systems is going to help keep people in the loop. And I'm confident if we can keep people in the loop, if we can build transparent AI systems like the dog-wolf example, where the AI explained what it was doing to people and people were able to spot check it, we can create new jobs for people partnering with AI. If we work together with AI, we will probably be able to solve some of our greatest challenges. But to do that, we need to lead and not follow. We need to choose.
I think the main sentence here, we need to lead but not follow, while cooperating and working with AI. It's conclusion, I think. It's conclusion, yeah.
To be less like robots, and we need to build the robots to be more like people. Because ultimately, the only thing we need to fear is not killer robots. It's our own intellectual laziness. The only thing we need to fear is ourselves.
Okay. So how do you like this video and whether you agree with the author or not in the whole? Also, we skipped the experiment. He gave also the example about the experiment. Mhm. Okay. Thank you. I think you know more information about AI, and you can formulate your own vision whether we have to be afraid of AI or not. And so I don't know, maybe they will turn off my light because you know there is the schedule at 12 p.m. they turn off the light. I would like you to write at home, to write down an essay with the same topic. And not only you, but I will send the home assignment to all the students. So to write the essay with on the topic whether we have to be afraid of AI or not. Okay, just so you can describe, you can choose the type of essay. It's description, like просто описати, да? It might be like discussion that some people consider we have to be afraid and some people think we shouldn't be afraid. And in the way of discussion, build your suggestions. Or defend, like захистити чиюсь одну точку зору, да? A particular position on the topic, and then give your reasons why you think you choose this particular position. Okay, and the structure of the essay, introduction, body, and conclusion. So, and if it is description, this one, if it is discussion, this one, and if it is defend, this one. Look, Cambridge Academic English, upper intermediate. It seems to me you've got this textbook or not. If you haven't got, I will send in our group this book. And this is exercise 9, the first table on page 20, you see, and the second on page 21. It's about the structure. So, and the question is, should we or shouldn't we be afraid of AI? And it might be around 200 words. Okay. Okay, thank you very much. So I will send a book and a task in our Telegram group. Hope, yes, see you next week. And anyway, happy celebration of the Day of Love. Be loved and just enjoy the end of the day. Goodbye.